to talk about a movie called No Country for Old Men, which is playing around. It almost certainly will get some Academy Awards. It's definitely a nominated type picture. And it's an interesting movie. Let me tell you what the movie's about.
Okay.
It's very simply.
Okay.
I'm not going to go into the story,
No.
which actually I found not compelling.
No, and just say that it's a book based on a book by Cormac McCarthy and directed by the Coen Brothers, who are very successful.
And darlings of the critics.
Yes.
On the surface of it, it could just be a cheap, ordinary old Western, because somebody finds a lot of money, bad guy chases him, a sheriff is trying to find him, with the usual subsidiary things. The one guy has a wife who's threatened, and etc. It's just a plain.
Takes place in the West.
Takes place in the mythic West of Texas.
Yes.
Open spaces of Texas.
Beautifully shot. Roger Deakins, is that his name?
Roger Deakins, who also, incidentally, small thing, operated the camera himself.
Yes.
Which is not customary. He actually held the camera.
I think the beautifully shot, wonderful performances, some cartoonish, really, but totally illogical. The reason a Vietnam veteran, which is mentioned a number of times.
That's Marshall again?
No, but that's
Marshall gets Vietnam into every movie.
No, but that's one of the points, that he was in Vietnam, did 2 tours, helps him get away one of the times when he's being chased by this psychopathic Javier Bardem with the best page boy since Louise Brooks, I guess.
Since you.
and he finds money where trucks, dead bodies, blood everywhere, takes the money home to his trailer, and because there had been a man who was still alive who says, agua, agua, and he says there is no water. But you know that where he has found the money is not a place you want to return to. He chooses to return to it, which is what makes the whole movie start. It is totally dumb.
I think you missed it. The reason he returned.
He takes the water. Why? What's he going back for?
It's got nothing to do with the water.
Why did he return?
I don't know, but it's not important. But it's utterly unimportant, and it is explained in the script, but we didn't catch it. Just because you don't get it, don't think it's not there. But I assure you that in the novel by Cormac McCarthy, it's not, oh, gee, I didn't think of that. Why does the guy return? I promise you there's an explanation for it,
but
which
who
we may have missed. This is a religious movie.
Tommy Lee Jones says it a number of times, the world we live in today, there is no good guy winning. Evil lurks in the hearts of men. I've kept thinking, was it the Green Hornet or the Shallow Nose?
But Tommy Lee Jones says, once very clearly in the picture, I expected God to come to me.
Yes.
And he didn't.
Yes.
That's why I emphasized the religious, not just an evil world. And existentialism, not to get highbrow.
Javier Bardem is the most scary villain I've ever seen, I think. And I was trying to remember what other villains I've ever seen on the screen. A movie, I guess, in Cape Fear, maybe?
Maybe. But the big difference is most old villains were motivated. They had a character. They were whether it's the guy in, I can't remember the French, who's the guy who tracks down Jean Valjean?
Oh, yes, the cop.
The cop.
Les Mis.
Les Mis, that sort of guy. They had their reasons, they were doing their job. This is pure psychopathic evil. It's very easy as a writer, if you make a guy a psychopath, you don't have to explain anything.
Yes.
He's just a psychopath. That's what he is, that's what he does. You say that's what he does.
That's what he
kills
does.
people like he kills people.
Yes.
Why? I don't know, but that's what he does. While it introduces hideous villainy, it also flattens the movie, because there really isn't any motivation. You're just wondering what horrible trick he's going to do next.
It's like watching Law and Order time after time after time, when they keep having bodies and terrible things happen.
No, in Law and Order, there's always a motivation. In fact, at the end of it, there's always a long psychological explanation of why the bad person did it.
Okay.
Really tiresome. Coen Brothers have a sense of humor and a certain antic way of looking at things.
Including Fargo, where they put a man in a...
wood chipper.
Wood chipper.
No, there are.
They really strange for boys from Minnesota.
There are scenes just before the bad guy blows people away when he has dialogue with them.
Yes.
The dialogue is stylized almost to the point of parody.
Yes.
There's a scene where he makes somebody choose the heads or tails of a coin whether he's going to blow him away. The scene has an unexpected ending, so it's quite good. But that scene reminds me so strongly of what I think De Niro did and Scorsese did so much better in the scenes, are you looking at me type scene.
Yes.
I think there are many references in the movie, more than I probably caught. that are homage to other scenes that are done with a Coen Brothers twist.
The two people we care about, Llewellyn and his wife, because we do care about them, are both killed off screen. And why?
It's just being smartass. People don't do that in movies, so we'll do it in movies. When people say they didn't understand the ending, I think they basically what they meant was that the bad guy got away without any comment.
Yes.
It is so ingrained, I think, in audiences to expect justice to be done.
Yes. Do you see?
And it's a very postmodern, to use an overused thing. It's a postmodern concept that you just end it suddenly without doing justice. This movie is very violent, and people like violent movies. That's what, in a way, is what the movie is saying.
It is, I think, been overpraised.
This is not my kind of movie.
Do you think Cormac McCarthy, whose book I did not read, is satisfied with this movie?
I don't have my cell phone, and I don't know his phone number.
Because
So we'll never know, at least in this room.